Hello, my beautiful YouTube family. Welcome back to the E portion of Tell Joanne. I am Joanne. Guys, I just listened to an Alan Jackson song, and I wanted to hear some more of his song. And the song that I stumbled upon, it's Alan Jackson, Where Were You When the World Stopped Turning, CMA Awards 2001. So the song that I just listened to was Remember Me. And it was a song that I've heard before, and I didn't think I was going to react the same way that I've reacted in the past, but yes, I ended up crying. This song, I don't even know why I'm choosing it. I'm really hesitant. I really don't want to choose it because I am pretty sure that this song is going to have pretty much the same effect on me, but this was randomly selected, so I am going to listen to it right now. Like I said, the reason why I think this song is going to be hard for me because, as Americans, I think this song might be one of those songs that's hard for all of us, and especially being someone who has had people um, be part of the whole 9/11 World Trade Center and have lost people as a result. So anyway, I'm going to put that aside and try to listen to the song for where it is so I can give my real reaction for the song. But you guys already know when my thoughts and everything comes on, everything becomes one. But Alan Jackson, Where Were You? So if you are part of the chat, if you are part of the family, you know what we are about to do. Guys, look at this. I'm even like this before the song even starts, so I have to really clear my mind. But if you are new to the channel, this is when I say put me on pause, get your beverage of choice, hit the subscribe button, and then we will do a cheer on a count of three. So let's do this, okay? One, two, three. Mm. All right, guys. So Alan Jackson, Where Were You? I'm prepared just in case. But let's listen to the song, and it looks like it's an awards, so it will be live. All right, let's go.
Tonight, Alan Jackson is a nominee for 4 of tonight's awards. And the songs that he writes always tell it like it is. Simple truths that come from his heart. When he went to bed late last week, he couldn't sleep because of an idea that he had for this song. It kept running through his head. So early in the morning, he got up and he wrote this song, and we're honored that he chose to do it for the first time in front of anybody. Please welcome Mr. Alan Jackson.
Oh my goodness, what an intro to start with. What an intro. Oh, okay. All right, let's go.
Where were you when the world stopped turning that September day? Out in the yard, your wife and children working on some stage in L.A. Did you stand there in shock at the sight of that black smoke rising against that blue sky? Did you shout out in anger and fear for your neighbor? Or did you just sit down and cry? Did you weep for the children who lost their dear loved ones? Pray for the ones who don't know? Did you rejoice for the people who walked from the rubble and sob for the ones left below? Did you burst out in pride for the red, white, and blue? The heroes who died just doing what they do? Did you look up to heaven for some kind of answer and look at yourself and what really matters? I'm just a singer of simple songs. I'm not a real political man. I watch CNN, but I'm not sure I can tell you the difference in Iraq and Iran. But I know Jesus and I talk to God, and I remember this from when I was young. Faith, hope, and love are some good things He gave us, and the greatest is love. Where were you when the world stopped turning that September day? teaching a class full of innocent children, driving down some cold interstate. Did you feel guilty cause you're a survivor? In a crowded room, did you feel alone? Did you call up your mother and tell her you love her? Did you dust off that Bible at home? Did you open your eyes and hope it never happened? Close your eyes and not go to sleep? Did you notice the sunset the first time in ages? Speak to some stranger on the street? Did you lay down at night and think of tomorrow? Go out and buy you a gun? Did you turn off that violent old movie you're watching? Turn on I Love Lucy reruns? Did you go to a church and hold hands with some stranger? Stand in line and give your own blood? Did you just stay home and cling tight to your family? Thank God you had somebody to love. I'm just a singer of simple songs. I'm not a real political man. I watch CNN, but I'm not sure I can tell you the difference in Iraq and Iran. But I know Jesus and I talk to God, and I remember this from when I was young. Faith, hope, and love are some good things He gave us, and the greatest is love. I'm just a singer of simple songs. I'm not a real political man. I watch CNN, but I'm not sure I could tell you the difference in Iraq and Iran. But I know Jesus and I talk to God, and I remember this from when I was young. Faith, hope, and love are some good things He gave us, and the greatest is love. The greatest is love. The greatest is love. Where were you when the world stopped turning that September day?
Wow, what a song. I don't know if listen if this is your first time hearing this song as it is for me, or if it's the song that you're used to. And for me, listening to this, I can't help as I'm listening to him, my memory just went completely back to answer that question if he says, "Where were you?" For me, I was in college. I was a freshman in college, and I remember we were getting my roommate and I were getting ready to go to class, and then someone came in running and saying, "Turn on the TV," and we turned on the TV, and it's like it was the most unreal thing that I could ever imagine. And the thing is, like being a New Yorker and living in Queens and having family, knowing people who worked in Manhattan, it's like it was complete. You were We were complete in disbelief. Everybody was looking, and everybody was complete in disbelief. And looking at around the room, it's like everybody had completely different feelings, completely different emotions for what was going on. And I think for me at that time, one of the things that I thought about, if and I was kind of like, oh my God, like this is what happens to people around the world, right? Like it's happening here in the United States, in New York, right? Because New York for me is like it's capital of the world, right? It's like this is happening to us. Like we are, we are being touched, and at the same time, I was thinking like, oh my God, this is the thing that happens to people around the world who are in third world countries. And I remember my boyfriend at that time, the biggest hate that you can ever seen, like um, huge cowboy, right? And his whole thing was like he just wanted to go to war. He just wanted to leave school. He just wanted to go fight anyone and everyone. Like he was just so angry. And I remember me trying to calm him down. It was just absolutely crazy. And I also remember around that time after it happened, for me, in my mind, I couldn't remember a time when when the United States was more united. Everybody was so patriotic. Everybody, it was just love for everyone within the United States. And it's interesting to think about it right now because, like, look at this in 2025. I can't remember a time in my lifetime that the country has been more divided, right? And so, for me, hearing this song and going back and living in that memory and thinking about that, and then thinking about where the world is today, it's just completely different world. I know I had started this by saying that, I have family members that are victim of 9/11. So part of that is, I didn't, at that time, no one that I knew directly had passed away or was hurt. But later on, my husband, his mom, who became my mom, who I absolutely love, she passed away as a result of 9/11. Um, but it's it's crazy. I'm hearing this song, and again, it's just like as I'm talking to you guys, I feel like I'm pouring my heart out and just telling you guys everything. All these emotions, all these thoughts coming out. So I definitely urge you guys to definitely, if you want to share the story, share your story of where were you when the world stopped turning. And it's such an interesting thing that it says the world stopped turning, because it really was for Americans. It was the world that stopped turning. And I can imagine for people who are not Americans, for people around the world, and looking at that, and I can't imagine how they must have been feeling, right? So certain countries may, were happy, probably like, oh, Americans are getting that, and other countries were probably like, oh my God, American is just is it's the top, it's heaven, and this is what's happening to heaven. So I know I rambled. I just said a lot of different things. There's a lot of thoughts are coming in my mind all at once. But definitely comment below and let me know, where were you when the world stopped turning, and how are you guys feeling about this song, and how patriotic we were, and how we were one. We were one to how we are right now. And it's like the country is so divided. And my hope, my dream, my wishes, my thoughts for the future is that we are going to get to the point where we become one again. And I hope that nothing bad happens for us to get to that place. But it, it brought the negative thoughts in my mind, it did bring the happiness of how patriotic we were and how we were one. I remember driving with my boyfriend at that time, and it's just like you saw flags everywhere. Everybody had flags in front of their door, and everybody was just so much nicer to each other. um, but anyway, I'm gonna go before I start crying, so I'm gonna see you guys in the next reaction. Bye.